Behavioral disorders or emotional disturbances can be caused by biological, family, school, and cultural factors. Most students have problems with their social behavior. They possess an inability to form interpersonal relationships and often are aggressive with others, or seem to be unhappy or depressed. These students act out in class, are not concerned with school rules, and do not respond well to discipline. They exhibit inappropriate behavior in the classroom and often blame others for their problems or being caught doing something unacceptable. Academically, students with emotional disturbances tend to struggle with listening, staying on task, or even showing up to school consistently. The classroom can be a big help for students with emotional disturbances. The classroom environment should be structured, and rules need to be explained clearly and enforced consistently. Positive reinforcement for students that are behaving appropriately will help those students know the expected behavior in class. Also, it is extremely important to identify and avoid the triggers that prompt an emotional disturbed child to behave inappropriately. Strategies such as giving that student more responsibility in the classroom or allowing that student to work alone can promote their success. As a teacher, I think it's important to maintain a positive relationship with all students, especially those who may be emotionally disturbed. Responding to them as a student and not purely addressing their behavior can influence a more tolerant classroom environment. Typically, with emotionally disturbed students, teachers address the behavior more often than the learning of the student. Oftentimes, allowing the student to participate in their own way and knowing which students they are able to successfully interact with can minimize the incidences of bad behavior. The goal is to prevent the bad behavior from happening, so that as a teacher we are able to focus on the instruction and not be distracted by trying to get specific students to behave appropriately. Seating arrangement and use and availability of materials, modification to instruction, and positive evaluation are all strategies that can be used in the classroom to help an emotionally disturbed student. Sometimes this happens in class through instruction. Other times a behavioral contract is needed to ensure that all parties are aware and that they hold up their end of the deal. Ultimately, we would want the student to be able to control their behavior on their own and, using their own judgment, know when certain behaviors are appropriate.